Good morning, everybody, and happy Friday. Thanks for joining us for News 5 Now at 8 o'clock. I'm Shimani Baker here with a special guest,
Yes.
Grant Skinner. Have we seen you before on News 5 Now?
This is my first appearance on News 5 Now. I'm excited.
Thank you, Grant. Well, Bill Riles is out right now giving out golden apples to deserving teachers. So I recruited Grant to come in here with me today. And we are keeping an eye on a few stories for you. We'll get to the question and the poll of the day in just a second.
Brought to you by Green & Phillips, covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. News 5 Now starts right now.
Well, if you've joined us before, you know the drill. We're going to kick it off with our big stories this morning, starting with number 5. Caught on camera. A pickup truck in flames last night in West Mobile. Viewer Brandon Parker sent us this video that you're seeing on your screen of the Walgreens at Dawes and Cottage Hill Road. So far, no word on if anyone was hurt or on the cause of the fire.
And number 4, a bill filed in the Florida legislature aims to protect dogs during disasters. If passed, Troopers Law would make abandoning restrained dogs during natural disasters a felony. Confining any animal without sufficient food or water or keeping them restrained without proper exercise would be a misdemeanor.
Number 3, a grand jury will hear the case of a Mobile woman accused of shooting her husband to death on New Year's Day. Genesis Tanksley went before a judge yesterday for her preliminary hearing, where prosecutors laid out their case against her. Investigators believe Genesis and her husband, Lazarus Tanksley, got into an argument, and then she shot him to death before dropping him off at a hospital. She claims another man was responsible for her husband's death. She remains in jail on a $150,000 bond.
And number 2, the family of the woman found in a car submerged in Chickasaw Creek is talking for the first time. The family told News 5 they're glad to have closure, but they believe their sister should have been found sooner. 36-year-old Helen Ward disappeared 4 years ago, leaving behind her 5 children. The family learned that the SUV Ward was driving had a tracker on it, showing the car submerged in Chickasaw Creek. The family says they gave this information to law enforcement, but the car was never found until a fisherman using a fish finder found it near a bridge last week.
Isn't that something?
Yes, it's really
All
something.
this time, they weren't able to find anything, police weren't, and then one day this guy's just fishing and sees it on his sonar device.
Yeah, you can see that Sky 5 drone footage showing them. They actually used looks like a crane of some sort to kind of pick that up and put it onto the bridge, take it out of the water. I'm glad they were able to find that, give some closure to this family.
Absolutely. And number 1 this morning, a jury has convicted a Greene County man of killing his ex-wife's boyfriend, Logan Wainwright. Michael Holder was sentenced to life in prison for the crime. Holder took the stand and he testified that he defended himself from Logan and said that he was in fear of his life after gunshots were fired that night. The jury disagreed, and after learning he would spend the rest of his life in prison, Holder stood before the judge and the Wainwright family and apologized for his actions on January 28, 2023. Holder's attorneys didn't want to comment, but they said they plan to appeal. We are going to move right along to our question of the day this morning. This one I actually really like. It says the Nintendo Switch was just announced. The Nintendo Switch 2 was just announced. What's your favorite video game console of all time? I'm going to have to go with the Nintendo DS and the Wii. Y'all, I was obsessed with the Wii for the longest. What about you, Grant?
The Wii is awesome. I got a Wii when it first came out. And, you know, the top comment right here, the top of our list here, from Benjamin, he's saying the funnest console of all time was N64. I'm going to have to agree with that.
Okay.
The Nintendo 64 is a classic, and it has some of the best games I've ever played. Super Mario 64.
I like it.
You've got Star Fox 64 on there. I'm big into video games, so I'm
Yeah,
N64.
you're a gamer, so this is like perfect for you.
Which I mainly play PC now, but a lot of folks saying they've got Xbox 360. Pat O'Donnell saying that. Wii's a close second.
Yeah, Pat.
Wii is near and dear to I think a lot of
I
people's
love the
hearts.
Wii. Listen, I used to play the Michael Jackson Experience on the Wii, the little bowling game, Just Dance. I was all for the Wii. People are saying Xbox, of course.
Yes. PS2 and PS5.
Okay.
Both great options. A lot of great PS2 games that I've played as well.
Oh my gosh, and the Nintendo GameCube.
Oh.
Do you remember that?
Super Mario Sunshine is one of the best games of all time, hands
I
down.
love this. This is fun. This is bringing back a lot of memories.
Oh, yeah. Atari, another classic. Let's see, the Switch. I have a Switch. I've loved the Switch as well. I play the new Legend of Zelda games on there. Very fun.
Awesome.
So I showed a photo there.
Yeah, we've
Pretty
got
cool.
a few things going on there. That was fun. I like that question.
I like that too.
We are going to head over to our poll of the day, which is, did you watch the Senate confirmation hearings this week? Yes or no? Let's see what people are saying. Karen says yes, and we are not getting much for our taxpayers' money. They have all kissed the ring. Okay.
There you go. Someone saying it was an embarrassment. The truth comes from the TikTok platform. You want to hear it on the entertainment news. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of memes posted here as well.
Yeah, overall. But I think I got to watch a snippet of it. I didn't get to watch the whole thing. The inauguration is coming up on Monday, so we have some big things going on in the political world.
Yes.
But it's good to stay up to date so you know what's happening around you and what you can chime in on.
Yep, and just get a little bit of information on what's going on with the, of course, the confirmation hearings, and then also, we got Martin Luther King Day on Monday, and also the inauguration day. So a lot going on to start next week, in addition to weather stuff getting cold.
Absolutely. It's going to be really cold. Grant, I am praying and hoping, fingers crossed, for some snow.
Well,
what is the likelihood that we get snow next week?
Well, yesterday morning things changed a bit. Forecast models, both of our global models, were showing some changes and trending drier overall. But as we mentioned, with any wintry precipitation event, especially when we're further out, there can be a lot of changes in forecast models.
Absolutely.
Because it's like we talk about during tropical season, it's trying to grasp onto, it's only good as its initial data. And if we're further out, the initial data just isn't as reliable. So as we get closer to time, we'll have better data to be able to better forecast this. And I will say earlier today, checking forecast models, and Ed even noticed this last night, both of our global models are in more agreement of some sort of mixed precipitation happening on Tuesday. So that could be a mix of snow flurries, sleet, could be a mix of freezing rain as well. Freezing rain could cause a lot of road issues. So it's something we're going to have to watch really closely next week, especially as we keep temperatures really, really frigid in the 20s. Into those mornings.
Well, I'll take the snow flurries. I'll take whatever. It's something close to snow.
Snow flurries would be cool because it would just be cool to see some snow, and hopefully it wouldn't cause too many issues on the roads.
There we go. Well, we have a lot going on this weekend, tonight, tomorrow. Obviously, Monday is Martin Luther King Day. There's a lot of events going around across the Gulf Coast. You can find all that information for 5 things to do this weekend, plus MOK events on our website at WKRG.com. We certainly want you all to follow us on Facebook if you haven't already. Make sure that you're liking and subscribing, you're sharing our posts, chiming in on the question and the polls of the day. And as always, we appreciate you for joining us. Yes, we have CBS Mornings going on right now. Grant, you'll be filling in for Simone and for weather.
That's right.
During the 9
I'll be
o'clock.
doing weather and traffic with 9, so tune in to watch Devin and I give you the news, weather, and traffic that you need for not only the rest of today, but this weekend. I know we have a lot of stuff going on. We got some rain ahead for the start of the weekend, so I want to break down the details on that.
All right. Well, that'll do it for our News 5 Now at 8 o'clock. Thank y'all so much for joining us. Have a great weekend.
Covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. You are watching News 5 Now, brought to you by Green & Phillips.